Hi guys, good morning. How are y'all doing today? I hope you all had a great weekend and that you've been having a good week so far. I know that I'm a little late getting these going this week. I was gonna take the week off, honestly, but this morning I got up and just was feeling the vibes. And this morning I was actually called to pull some cards for in regards to Justin and Wayfarer. So when I pull these cards, I'm going to be thinking about them, but that doesn't mean they won't apply to me or to you in any way, shape, or form. I know that most of you who watch me are also following the It Ends With Us case. And so hopefully you'll find this interesting still. And if you don't follow the case, then hopefully these cards will resonate with you on a different level. Today, we are using the Prism Oracle once again by Nicole Pivarato. And again, those cards are the colorful chakra cards. And on top of that deck today, I have my little, it's like a worry stone. It's kind of got a little dip in it, but it's the colors of the chakra. So I thought I would put that on that deck today. I love this. It's so comfy in your hand to like rub your thumb on it. And then the other deck we're using today is the Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Linn, which you guys have seen before. I find it interesting that this is the deck I was called to choose because last year, when Justin's case was thrown out, we got together and did like a little group where we did like a Baha'i prayer, and I pulled an oracle card, and this was the deck that I was called to use. And the card that I got was Illumination. And basically I was saying that everything was going to come to light, and it absolutely did. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and start with, I think I'm going to start with Sacred Destiny. Oh, sorry. I put this crystal on the Sacred Destiny box today. This little brown, I don't know what kind of crystal it is, but I love it. And again, if you've forgotten, these cards look like this on the front, and they have artwork like this. I just love these cards. All right. Let's see what we got. We're going to shuffle and pull just a couple few. We're going to try to keep this reading a little bit shorter today, but it seems that 20 to 30 minutes is about where I tend to fall. So let's see what we got here. What do we got in regards to Justin, Wayfarer, and the case It Ends With Us? What cards do we have for Justin and Wayfarer? What do they need to know at this time? All right, let's see what we got. We got two. I'm going to go with two to try to keep it a little bit shorter. You guys, we got Release. Look how gorgeous that card is. Oh my gosh. I love it. There's nothing I love more than bright colors. And the other card we got, you guys, Freedom. Look at those birds flying. Look at them flying. I love this for us so far. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull the other cards from the Prism Oracle, and then I will get into the book. And I have an online guidebook for the Prism Oracle, so I'll be reading that off the computer. But I don't know if I knocked on those. Sometimes I do things on autopilot, and I can't remember if I did them. That happens to me when I work, too. All right, let's see what we got. What do we need to know for Justin and Wayfarer going forward? Case, what do we need to keep in mind? What do we need to keep in mind for this case going forward? What do we need to know? Whoa, guys. Okay. They went flying, so I'm going to have to grab those. I will be right back. Okay. So we got 5 cards out of that deck, and I have 0 idea what order they should go in. But really good cards. First, we got Trust. Well, I don't know first, but we got Trust. We got Ideation. We got Strength. We got Confidence. And then we have Isolation. So, Confidence and Isolation were the 2 cards that were still on my desk, and the other 3 were on the floor. So technically, I believe these came out first. I do not know what order to read these in, especially because all of these cards are very positive, and then we have Isolation. And I don't know what that means, but I have some thoughts. So let's see what the books have to say, and we'll figure it out as we go along. So we will start with Release. If I can find it. They're in alphabetical order. Okay. Release. Autumn light. The cooler days and change of color in the leaves mark the seasonal change from summer to autumn. The bracing wind wildly flings the red, orange, and yellow leaves from the trees as they spiral to the dampened, dark earth. Lingering sunshine filters through the canopy of vividly colored leaves, creating an autumnal glow. In the great cycle of life, fall is the time of letting go, just as spring is the time of new birth, and summer the time of expansion and growth. Fall is the time of harvest. It is the time to begin the inward journey into the restoring and renewing season of winter. The sacred landscape wants you to know, when you receive this card, it is time to let go and surrender. Let go of situations, people, and objects that do not serve you. Let go of old, outmoded, self-limiting beliefs that drag you down. This is a time of stripping away superficial distractions until you reach who you are at your core. If you are holding on to the old, it is difficult for anything new to come into your life. Begin to clear your home and living environments of clutter. If you don't love it or use it, it is probably clutter. Clear it out of your space. It's time for a detox. To get ready for the new, you must release the old. And I find it really interesting that this card is an autumn card, but it's still talking about cleaning out. And we've been talking about cleaning out for weeks now. Spring cleaning is what we've been talking about. Now we're talking about fall cleaning and letting things go. So again, we're being reminded to clean out the clutter. And I feel like the judge just cleaned out the clutter for Justin and Wayfarer. He got rid of a bunch of stuff that didn't matter, and left us with just, sorry, I have a hair that I can see but can't seem to get a hold of. He cleaned out the clutter of the case and left us, boiled it down to a minimal stuff to move forward with. And, you know, there's not as many distractions. We're going to be focused now on her claims, and we'll see where that goes. All right. Freedom. Freedom I love. I love freedom for this reading. That just makes me feel happy on the inside. Freedom. The cliff swallow. The swallow flies free on wind currents and thermals in remarkable aerial maneuvers, igniting the expression as free as a bird. In many cultures, such as that of ancient Egyptians, the swallow was thought to carry souls to heaven. Early sailors would tattoo themselves with an image of a swallow, so if they drowned, the swallow would carry their soul to the heavens. In poor light, a quiff swallow looks brownish gray. However, in good lighting, it is a luminous metallic dark blue. Cliff swallows traditionally make their nests on vertical cliffs, carefully crafting them out of mud. Although they can nest solitarily, they usually nest in colonies. When one finds a cloud of insects, it alerts the other members of the flock so that all can be nourished. Even though they fly free, their community supports them. The sacred landscape wants you to know, express yourself without hesitation. Break free and let your spirit fly. Make choices that increase your freedom. Don't be tied down. Laugh, dance, explore, and go beyond predictable behavior. Be daring. Cast aside restrictions. Find your wings. As you do, you'll help others find theirs. You are not here to be ordinary or live a mundane life. You are here to step beyond limitations and self-imposed boundaries. Do not be trapped by convention or the need to please others. Choose life on your terms. Don't accept rules that don't feel right. You can be immensely free and yet still be a part of a loving, supportive community. When I read this, I just think about Justin and Wayfarer, I guess, as a whole, and just the fact that they're going to be breaking free from this lawsuit soon. They're going to be able to laugh and dance again. It says, do not be trapped by the convention or need to please others. I think this is a really big lesson that Justin needs to learn specifically. And maybe the other members of Wayfarer too, but Justin specifically needs to learn to stand up for himself, I think, a little bit more. I understand who he is and why he does things the way that he does, but it puts him in a place of vulnerability for vultures like Blake and Ryan and negative entities to get in, because there can be such a thing as too much optimism, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, but I think that it's great to try to see the best in people. It's great to try to see the best in every situation, but sometimes you have to acknowledge evil. Sometimes you have to acknowledge that whoever you're dealing with, they might not be a good person. You can be as optimistic as you want. You cannot change someone into a positive being. You cannot change someone's energy from being negative to positive. Only that person can do it. And I think that sometimes people who look too hard to try to see the goodness in someone who is clearly, at a lower vibration, that can be detrimental to you. It's important to be able to see people for who they are. You can still hope the best for them. You can still try to help them be better people, but you can't just close your eyes and pretend that people aren't who they're showing you that they are. And I think that maybe, at least in the past, that might be something that he does. I think he tried to see the best in Blake. And I think when she started showing herself, he may have ignored it at first. He may have tried to be like, oh, it's not that bad, or it'll get better. And it just got worse and worse and worse until, yes, he finally did have to acknowledge what he was dealing with. But I think he was forced to acknowledge that. I don't know that he would have come to that if she hadn't pushed things so far. Okay, so moving forward, I'm going to go ahead and start with the negative card, what I perceive to be a negative card as we sit here before I look at it, isolation, and then we'll move into some more positive cards. First off, I want to do, let's see. Sorry, guys, I'm having to scroll through the computer, so it's not quite as easy as pulling up the cards. So we have we have 2 red cards, a purple card, a black, and a gray. So let's get to the gray. I guess it's gray. Let's see what they call it. Maybe it's called silver. Pink, white, not white. Ghost, no. Ghost, isolation. Okay, so these are considered white. This is considered a white card, apparently. Viewed one way, white may seem like the absence of color, but white light is actually all colors blended together. It can be seen as calming, or when perceived as absence. Wait, it can be seen as calming, or when perceived as absence, nothingness, and emptiness. Too much white can seem cold and sterile. White is often associated with peace, and it is also used to symbolize surrender. In India, white is often worn in funeral services, and in China, it is considered the color of mourning. In addition, the color white is sometimes used to help find clarity in magical workings and spellcraft. Clarity, interesting. This says, white cards in a reading. What all white cards in this deck have in common is a sense of stillness. If you end up having mostly white cards in a reading, move towards a sense of calm, maybe something that you're working on right now or have worked on in the recent past. We don't have but one card that is white. And so the isolation card. Being isolated can feel lonely, but it can also be tremendously healing. When you're feeling secluded, it can be a time to learn more about yourself, to dive deep into the parts of yourself that you can't reach when you're around others, and learn the importance of some alone time. Give yourself the chance to heal and rediscover yourself. I find that super interesting because I have always said since the beginning of this case, because of who Justin and Wayfarer are, that they will find the light in this darkness. They will find the lesson in what is happening to them. And I think that they have been very isolated. As we know, we haven't seen much from them. Every once in a while, we get a picture or a post, but they have basically stayed silent and underground. And I am imagining that based on this card that they are healing. They are taking time to really, truly dive into what this is all about as far as they are concerned and what meaning they need to pull from this and what they need to learn from this. And maybe diving, like I just said, a little deeper into understanding that there are negative energies in this world. I'm sure they know that. You can't have light without darkness, but maybe this has been a good learning experience for Justin and possibly the others in Wayfarer to learn that sometimes you can't positive attitude yourself out of a sticky situation or a bad situation. Sometimes you're just dealing with negativity and negative entities, and you need to see them as such. And I assume they're probably really, really focused on trying to find the purpose of what has happened here and how they take this situation that has happened to them and learn from it and move forward in a way that might be a little bit different. Next, we have a black card. And the black card, as with all colors, our associations with black and are varied and complex. The link between black, death, and the underworld goes back to ancient culture. Many gods and goddesses of the underworld are represented by the color black, including the ancient Egyptian god of the afterlife, Anubis, and Kali, the Hindu goddess of death and time, among other things. These associations with death can elicit feelings of fear, but that's just one perspective. Like white, black can be understood either as the absence of all light or no color, or all colors together in harmony when mixing pigments together. For the ancient Egyptians, black also represented fertility. Black is often used in spell work that has to do with protection and can be useful in absorbing negative energy. Black cards in a reading. Black is an invitation to step into a new phase of life. When black cards come up in a reading, think of intense opportunity that they bring, whether to create space for newness or to cultivate courage. Yes. There's immense opportunity coming at the end of this. I think that Wayfarer has gained fans that they may never have through this case. I certainly didn't have any of them or their production company on my radar at all until this case. I imagine there's more of you out there that are the same as me in that sense. And this card, Confidence, says, confidence is not a fixed attribute. It's something that we're constantly working to build throughout our lives. In a reading, this card signifies that it's the right time to start working with and enhancing your sense of self-confidence. How can you build more confidence in your life in a meaningful way? So, I'm not sure what kind of confidence issues might be going on behind the scenes with Wayfarer. I'm not really sure how to speak on that specifically, but I hope that if nothing else, we're worried that this reputation that she has forced on him is going to stick with him and Wayfarer going forward. And hopefully the opposite is true. Hopefully they see the amount of support they've gotten through this. They see all of the new fans and love that they are getting from people. And hopefully that will foster a sense of self-confidence despite what the negativity is saying. And we as fans can help with that by just constantly raising them up and reminding them that we see the good in them and that we won't ever fall for or believe what's being told to us, because they have proved beyond a shadow of a doubt who they are. And I believe them. Next we have Red. Red. Red is the most primal and attention-grabbing of all the colors. It is a pure color in that no other colors can be combined to create it. It's correlated with the root energy center of the body, which is connected to grounding and survival. Red is often associated with excitement, strength, lust, anger, and aggression. Some studies have shown that wearing red may increase your chance of winning when playing sports. As the color of blood, deep crimson red is often associated with pain. Astrologically, red is associated with Mars, the red planet, which owes its name to the Roman god of war. Where Mars falls in your astrological chart can determine how you react during conflict. This card is Strength. This card refers to mental and emotional strength, not just physical strength. It's about finding the inner strength to face your fears, overcome obstacles, and move through difficult times. This card is a call to dig deep into yourself and tap into the parts that are strong and courageous, even when you might not feel that way. You'll discover that you hold the strength to overcome whatever you are going through right now. Justin, we got this. You got the strength. You have it. Wayfarer has the strength. You guys will overcome. I believe it 100%. I believe no matter what happens going forward with the lawsuit, even if you lose, I feel like you've won. And I feel like this is building strength in you all that you never even imagined. And I'm so proud of you all for how you've handled this. I'm so proud of you for who you are and the way that you move through the world and the strength and resilience that you're showing against this negative, nasty, energied woman and her husband and her nasty, evil lawyers. You guys have strength that is... I feel like you're unbreakable. I feel like you guys are so strong in who you are, in your character, in your friendships, in your love for one another, that you can get through anything. You have overcome the last few years dealing with it. You've overcome the last year of this trial so far. You are winning. You are winning. Next, we have ideation. And I personally don't even know what that card means, what ideation means. So that will be interesting for me to learn if I can find it. Let's see. Well, it says it's a red card. It looks like a red card, right? But I'm not seeing it. Anger, pain. Huh. Maybe it's an orange card? No. Well, that's frustrating. Why can't I find it? And it doesn't help that I don't know what ideation means. I'll have to look it up, I suppose. There's a little bug flying around, making me crazy. Well, shoot. Let me pause real quick while I try to figure this out. I found it. They have it under pink. Do these cards look a different color to you? They don't to me. So this card is under pink. Pink is frequently associated with love, sweetness, nurturing, and compassion. All things that we know to be true of our beautiful Wayfarer. Pink roses are often associated with affection and gratitude, and in astrology, pink is aligned with the planet Venus, which rules over aesthetics and love. Rose quartz, a popular crystal known for its light pink hue, I'm looking to see if I have any right in front of me. I do not. Is said to be useful for connecting to matters of the heart and boosting feelings of self-love. Brighter shades of pink, like magenta and fuchsia, my favorites, convey a sense of excitement, while lighter shades of pink are often used to bring feelings of relaxation into an environment. No wonder I like fuchsias and magentas. I use bright colors to brighten me up. Sometimes I feel like I can be not so bright, and so I dress in bright colors. My hair is a bright color. My house is filled with bright colors. Bright colored lights are my favorite. I have things that hang in my windows to create rainbow prisms in the morning and the afternoon because the colors bring me so much joy. I love color, and I love pink and purple colors. So let's see. What do we have to say about ideation? This card is about the growth of ideas and new projects in your life. Now is the time to focus on creating a safe space for your creative endeavors. This moment is just for you and your project. Let your ideas grow while you nurture and care for them. Enjoy this special time. So I feel like we might be receiving cards that are speaking of after this ends for them, that they will have new ideas and new projects. And the thing that stuck out the most to me here is focus on creating a safe space for your creative endeavors. I hope that after dealing with this situation, moving forward, Wayfarer will maybe be a little bit more selective about who they allow to work with them in their movies, and whatever they do moving forward, that they insist on a safe space, and that if they come across someone again like Blake, who is trying to bully them, railroad them, force them into things, taking over, that they will nip that in the bud immediately. I think it's important that they learn going forward that sometimes it's better to remove the problem than to try to will it to be less of a problem. Sometimes problems are just problems. Sometimes problem people are just problem people. And no matter how much you give them, they will continue to take and take and take from you. And that is what has happened here. From the moment she arrived, she had tried to insert herself and do her little rug pull thing that she talks about and take over. And the more room they gave her, the more she took. And that became the pattern. And it became worse and worse and worse and worse until she was calling the movie hers. She was editing the movie. She was releasing her own version of the movie, a movie they had been working on for at least 5 years before filming. So I think for Wayfarer and Justin moving forward, that focusing on creating a safe space for their endeavors is highly important. It's ironic because the thing that she's claiming is that the safe wasn't space for her. The space wasn't safe for her. And it's just like funny to me that really in the end, Wayfarer and Justin are the ones who really need to focus on not allowing someone like Blake to come in and make the space not so safe. And lastly, we have purple, my favorite, and this card is trust. Let's see what purple has to say. Purple is often associated with royalty and wealth, as well as mystery, spiritual awareness, and mysticism. It has the shortest light wavelength, and it is tied to both the crown and the third eye energy centers. Located at the top of the head, the crown energy center, which is represented by violet, allows us to connect to a higher level of awareness. The third eye is said to be where we can make intuitive or psychic downloads, and it sees what is not present to the naked eye. In witchcraft, purple is a wonderful color to surround yourself with when you're working on cultivating your energy or enhancing intuitive ability. Trust. Oh my gosh, is it going to tell me that this isn't a purple card? It's actually probably blue. Is it blue? I thought it was purple. These cards, they look the same. It's not listed under purple. Yep, it's blue. It's not blue. It's purple. But Maybe I just needed to read the description of purple. I don't know. So they're saying this is blue. Blue is a primary color and is associated with logic, honesty, trust, and communication. Ancient Egyptians celebrated the color, creating the first synthetic blue pigment. The color also has powerful religious significance across cultures. Blue is also connected to the water element. As a result, it is sometimes used to symbolize transition and our emotional depth. Like water, blue can be cleansing, both physically and spiritually. Blue light can wash away feelings of sadness and is used as a treatment for seasonal affective disorder. Blue is also correlated with the throat energy center, which governs communication. So I think that makes a lot more sense. I definitely think that this is a great card to end on for Wayfarer. They have a really strong, powerful religious significance in what they do and who they are. I believe they have deep wells of emotional depth, and that after this is all done, they will be able to cleanse themselves physically and spiritually. They can wash away the feelings of sadness that they've been feeling over what's been going on. And that it's interesting that this is correlated with the throat chakra governing communication, because coming up here, they're going to really have to get up there and communicate the truth. And I believe, based on the fact that this card came out along with all of the others, release, freedom, confidence, strength, ideation, trust, that they are going to be able to do it. I believe that they will be able to communicate themselves 1,000,000 times better than the other side. I think they will be 1,000,000 times more believable than the other side. They have truth on their side, and I believe that the jury will trust that they are telling the truth. So I think this reading for Wayfarer and Justin is really super positive. It gives me a lot of renewed energy and hope going forward. After this last week, we had a big win. Blake tried to take us down with her gaslighting narcissism. I am refusing to allow her to do so. She can come at us with her dragon breath all she wants. I am fireproof. You all need to be fireproof. Do not let her get to you. We will win this in the end. And good luck to Wayfarer. And I hope that if this didn't resonate with you in the sense of the lawsuit, that it resonates with you in the sense of your own life. Thank you for being here. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Maybe post this out to other people if you feel that it was a good message that we need to hear surrounding the lawsuit right now. And as always, sending lots of love to you all.